Hello, everyone. Hi. So I am going to be having Delia on the show today, and we're going to talk about how to sell high ticket without feeling salesy, without being salesy. And she is here. Yes. I'm like, Delia, where are you? So let me add her to the stream. All right, cool. So you guys, if you're just hopping on and you are closing high ticket sales left and right, let me know. Hashtag close if you want to learn about how to close high ticket sales without being salesy. Let me know in the comments as well. And if you have a high ticket offer, let me know. And what is the price point of your high ticket offer? So I want to introduce to you guys my team member, Delia. She is an awesome rock star closer. I had her come into my team, and within a week of training, she was already closing her sales and her deals. And she's not just someone who goes and just does closing. She invests in herself. She goes and she attends sales trainings, and she's all about that world. She's like really immersed in it. So today I want to bring her into, number one, have you guys know who she is and what a rock star she is. And then number two, have a little bit of today we're going to talk about actual techniques and methods for you to close your sales without feeling salesy. So welcome, Delia. Welcome to welcome to the community. And so tell us a little bit backstory about you. How did you get into the world of high ticket sales? I know you're very comfortable in this world. And how did you step into this role that a lot of people would feel really scared for, and like, I don't know, upon first instinct, not really be comfortable selling high ticket? So tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll get into the tips.
All right. How did I get started? I actually started with Jordan Belfort's Straight Line Persuasion, but then I didn't have anything to sell, right? So then I kind of put that aside for a bit. And then I took Dan Locke's course, and I just really went full in, dive in, and did a ton of role play, and just kept learning from there. And as for how to feel comfortable doing what I'm doing right now, you know what? I wasn't at first, but really it came down to the practice and the mindset, which we're about to talk about today.
Yeah, and the practice, like you put in your mat time, right? Mat time as in you're like a boxer, you go on the mat and you're like boxing. Not that I know anything about that because I don't box, but kind of similar to putting in that time. I remember when I had a conversation with you, I'm like, well, okay, what is it that you need to really start closing? And you're very precise. You're like, I need X number of hours of role playing. And that made me go, oh my gosh, you're very, like, you know what you need in order to succeed. And that really made you stand out. And that's also why I'm like, okay, Delia is a great choice for our team as well. Great team member. So what made you feel so certain about like what you need to succeed in order to close? And this is something that I don't feel a lot of people who are entering into the high ticket closing realm have an idea of off the bat, because they would go and they would do one or two calls and then feel kind of defeated, not knowing that there's this X number of hours, X number of role playing, and this back and forth that you need to hone in on. Certainly not me. I got into this world. I'm like, okay, I'm going to start selling right away and it's going to close right away. So take us through that journey that you had for yourself that made you go, okay, I'm certain this is what it takes, especially since you close for like different companies as well, not just mine. And I want to have you take us through that mentality.
Okay, so how do we feel so certain selling HTC, right? Basically, high ticket offers. So how do we feel off? What I did really, Kim, is I modeled after other people who were successful. Not only the mentors themselves, but also the mentees of the mentors who came before me, who had a lot of success. And through a lot of, coaching and advice and also experimenting too, I found out that, you know what, the other person isn't scary. I'm not trying to sell them. I'm here to find out their needs. I'm here to help this other person. And it all comes in with that intention. I'm here to help you. If you're on the other side, I'm here to help you. Just like all of you listening to it. Yeah.
Yeah. And my own, I invested $30,000 in a coaching company that helped me learn how to sell. And the way that they phrased it was every single enrollment conversation is sacred, and every single enrollment conversation is a way to change their life. And so if you give it that respect, they don't feel sold. They are sold, but they feel like, oh, you're here to help me step into saying yes to myself so I can change my life. More than this like salesy kind of pitchy kind of thing. So Jamie asked, what are you selling, Delia? So Jamie, Delia is on my team, and she sells GroupConvert Ignite and also Chromeboss Elite. So she specializes more in Ignite right now, and she has been enrolling your fellow Ignite members into Ignite, Jamie. Jamie is inside GroupConvert Ignite, and she had an awesome challenge. She just went through it, and she enrolled 5 members into. So, like, the great thing is with this Facebook group world, right? You don't need this huge audience in order to go and have those high ticket clients that you're excited to serve, and they're excited to be served by you. So congratulations, Jamie, on your latest win. Yay, 5 clients. Awesome. Yes, Jamie's like, I love this program. It's amazing. Yes. So Delia is enrolling her fellow classmates. So you know. All right, let's dive right on into it, because you guys are here for the tea. No, not the tea. You guys are here for the sales tips on how to not be salesy. And I think we already started with one where, it's about seeing if there's a fit. And if there's a fit and we can genuinely help you, then it's saying, hey, let's help you. Let's get you going. Let's let this story play out in the story of your life. Let's have you change your future so that you don't regret just living life like the way it is. That's why you jump on the call with us. So treating each conversation as a sacred moment that enables you to change your that person's life is, I think, a very big deal in terms of not making it feel super salesy. But let's have you go with the next tip. Let's go.
Awesome. Can I add on to that last one?
Yes.
Awesome. So the first thing comes with mindset, right? The intention, I want to help you. And the whole reason why we're asking these questions is just to figure out the current situation. To give you an example, guys, like if a high school student asked you, hey, should I go to college? Are you going to say yes or no immediately? Probably not, right? You're going to ask them, hey, why do you want to go to college? What profession do you want to become, right? Is there other alternatives? Why do you want to go? Why don't you want to go? So that's the whole reason behind asking those questions, is to find out that situation that our prospect, that our client is in. But yes, let's move on to the second one.
No, I love that. I love how you added it. I really like how like with Delia, you guys, there's just like such strong power in the way that she talks. Like there's this tonality to her. She has like a very serious tone, which is kind of different than me, because I'm like, la da da. Like this is how I sell. I'm like, yes, let's go. And Delia's like, this will change your life. Like it's a different one, but it works really well. Delia has been closing for us, and she's been doing really well. So let's go into the second part, right? we mapped this out beforehand. We're like, okay, this is what we're gonna say. So all right, Delia, take it away. What is another point in order to not be salesy?
Got it. The second point, I think Kim already mentioned it. It is conviction. Having full belief in what you're saying, having full belief, more importantly, in what your product is, what your service is. That full belief that your product or service can help this other person. And that if your prospect leaves this phone call today and they're a good fit, we're doing them a huge disservice. We have a moral obligation to help them do the right thing, whatever it is for them. And that's what we do here. So having that kind of conviction really helps our prospect feel, rather than just listening to the words. So what I like to say here is that it's not what we say, it's how we say it that really moves another person.
Yeah, people, it's how you say it. The conversation is about the feeling. It's about where you're taking them with how they feel. And that's a really good point, because when we go through an enrollment conversation, I like to call it as a, hey, Lee. Oh, by the way, you guys who are watching, if you guys are enjoying this, smash that heart button and hashtag live, or let me know what is it, that aha moment that you've gotten so far from this training. And I want to take a moment to say hi to everyone. Hey, Betty. Hey, Jamie. Hey, Lee. Hey guys. So if you guys are here and you're watching, let me know in the comments. If you have a high ticket offer, let me know what's the price point of your high ticket offer and the name. This is your time to shout out your high ticket offer name as well. But what Delia said was really important. It's the feeling of it, because in a enrollment call, what ends up happening is like a flashback of your life. That's my best way of describing it, because when you're talking to them, they're doing most of the talking. You're not. They're doing most of the talking, and they're kind of taking you through their life. And I feel like I've lived like so many lifetimes by having these conversations, enrollment conversations, because I'm taken through all of the hopes and dreams, all of the pains, all the regret and not wanting to regret anymore. And it's definitely about that journey of feeling your way through this decision. And it's kind of therapeutic. So yeah, that's a great point. In order to not have a conversation be salesy, it's in the way that you say the words to have your people feel out and go through their own like journey in their mind to make that decision that can change their life. And Jamie is like, hey, I really love this program. Thank you, Jamie. She's talking about GroupConvert Ignite. And in our program, we actually help our clients add an extra 5 to 6 figures per month to their Facebook group, not in years, but in a couple of months, because we figured out how to do it, how to help you monetize. So if you have GroupConvert, the extension, there's a next journey for you. And I know not a lot of you are aware of this, because we want to be very selective, and it's whoever like comes into our pipeline. And the reason why we are talking more about this is because this program is delivering massive results for our clients, and we're super proud of it. And also, a lot of you guys might not know who Delia is, but she's on my team, and I really want you guys to get to know Delia as well. So let's go on to the next tip. Tip number 3. What is tip number 3?
Tip number 3 is storytelling. You know, a lot of people, actually humans, we don't really listen to what people say. We actually are very wired to be able to be more receptive to stories. So what kind of stories do we tell, right? That comes in the question asking as well. So if we see that this person, let's say, wants to, you know, have that laptop lifestyle, be able to fly anywhere, be able to work anywhere. So I like to share the story of Adam Gillard, who was in the, you know, he just flew to Cancun for vacation on his first launch and made what? what is it, Kim? 40K?
46.
46K.
He made $46,000 his first launch. By his second month inside Ignite, he made $75,000, and he just went through another training with his people, and he said low five figures. I don't know what that means, because five figures is $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 is low five figures. But he did this while he's in Cancun. He did this while he went on the beach and he actually stepped on a sea urchin. So yeah, storytelling is definitely, yes. So Jamie's like, yes, storytelling is my thing. I love it. It works. Yeah. And here's something I want to add to that. People don't remember, they definitely don't remember like statistics or even, yeah, what we remember most are the stories. It's usually the stories that people tell to us in whatever we're reading, in the emails, in what we watch, and definitely in conversation. And relating a story of, let's say, Adam Gillard to someone who's on the phone with us thinking, oh, should I join GroupConvert Ignite? I have a Facebook group. I'm sitting on this pot of gold. I'm not doing much with it. And I know I can monetize this, but I have no idea how to. And the story of, hey, do you really want to like hustle all the time? Or if you want to live the beach life and be in Cancun, well, Adam Gillard succeeded in that. And having a story link up to that conversation answers this very fundamental question. Is this program for me? And if it answers that because, oh, I can relate to Adam. I want the beach life. Okay, this program is for me. Oh, just like so many examples, so many great examples. Christopher Blakeman, he was sitting on a Facebook group of 9,000 people who are all about embroidery businesses. And he was in charge of this group of embroidery women, who are interested in having their own embroidery business. And he came in and he had a conversation with us, and it was like, yeah, you're sitting on a pot of gold there. Do you want to monetize from that group? Do you want to help these ladies? He's like, I think I can. I ran an embroidery business. I think I can do this. And so 1 month into our program, he did his launch. He made $48,000 by the time he enrolled 11 ladies in at 4,000. So not 48, 44,000. And that story is like, you don't have to have an offer altogether. You need to be able to help someone and know that you can help them. And you can turn on your Facebook group engine in as little as a month, because that's very possible if you have those three things. And then for someone to listen to that story, they're like, you know what? I am sitting on a pot of gold. I haven't really monetized for my group, and I do have an offer, and it does convert. I just need to turn this engine on. It makes them answer that question, is this for me? And the answer is yes. If you fit those criteria, if you're similar to Adam or Christopher Blakeman or Kim Seltzer or Jamie or Jamie, then it makes it into this non-salesy kind of decision where like, oh, if they can do it, I can do it, or I can picture myself being able to do this. So that's an awesome tip, Delia. Okay, tip number. Oh, Jamie says, what we feel, we remember what we feel. I will never in my entire life forget how you made me feel, Kim. Oh, yeah, you're just making me feel all of the feels right now. Oh, yes. All right. So let's go to the next tip. Go ahead, Delia.
Okay. I wanted to elaborate on that. So let's just call that the next tip. Right? So storytelling comes in many different ways. And the key is to connect it with the person that you're speaking with. So another story that you can tell is a personal one. One that maybe, hey, they needed to come over a challenge. And you share with them a story how you overcame a certain challenge. So it could be, hey, you know what, I don't have money. Yeah, actually, I don't have money either. You know what, when I first enrolled in my coaching course, it was 22,000 and I was a fresh student, a fresh graduate. I had no money. But what did I do, right? I decided to be resourceful because that's what my coach said I need to do in order to be successful. I had to go ask, you know, I create a whole plan. All right, hey mom, can I borrow some money? This is your return. This is how much time I'm gonna take, and this is the interest that you're gonna get each and every year. This is how I'm gonna return the money. So that's what I did, and then, well, she was very surprised and shocked too that I did something like that. And so you see, sharing a personal story helps the other person understand you too. You're being more vulnerable by sharing your personal story. And again, sales call is all about that connection, right? We're not here to sell, we're here to help. And in order to help, we need the other person to be receptive of us. And in order to that, we can't ask before we give, right? So we need to be open to them in order for that to happen.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I feel that. I borrowed money when I like the reason why I'm even here right now is because there was a point in my ecom journey where I was like negative $20,000 and I was gonna shut things down and just close things up and just give up because it was so I'm losing money all the time and I don't see a return until my parents who they barely had any money at all because they work you know, my dad was a machinist, so he just took care of a machine and my mom cut hair, so they barely have any money, so they lent me $10,000, which at that time was so much money for them, so many years of saving up, and they gave it to me just so I don't drown. And because of that, whoa, I'm getting emotional. Because of that, I know now they never have to worry about money for the rest of their life. It's like you can get resourceful because people who love you will help you. And even if you know, you don't, let's say you don't have parents or anything like that, or your parents passed away, or you don't feel like you have that support of a system, the reason why we do what we do is because in building out our tribe, we have that support. Why am I breaking down right now? Okay, Kim. All right, get it together. Let's continue with the next one. I got so emotional for that moment. And it's because of your story, Delia. God damn you.
Hey Kim, I'd rather go deep than to go to the next one, you know? I'd rather go deep. And everyone watching, see how this is why Kim is so awesome. And this is why she is enrolling people left and right. It's because you can see how genuine she is, how willing to be vulnerable she is with her team, with her entire community, with everyone that she speaks with. And it comes with a story too. You can tell everyone that it came from her heart, right? Drop in the chat.
Betty's like, that's why we love you.
So like, honestly, thank you. And that is a very huge key. Let's just call it the next tip, right? The next tip is to be vulnerable. Be willing to get vulnerable. Be willing to not be perfect. Be willing to be open about our pains. Because when we're coming on these calls, we're asking the other person about their pains. What's not working for you right now? Because you know what? I've been there. And the whole reason why we created Ignite, or Kim did, I didn't create it. The reason why Kim created Ignite
is a part of it. Delia, don't say that. It's mine. It's ours. It's ours. So go ahead.
I didn't create it, but it's our entire community. That's what you guys make Ignite as well, right? We can't do it alone here. And so again, being vulnerable, being willing to go really deep with our own pains as well. That's what helps us as a closer be able to close more deals, be able to go deep into pain with our prospects. Because a lot of times when I see the students, I see closers, other students, really elite one too, they can't go deep into pain. Why? Because they're not in terms with their own pain yet. They're not being vulnerable with themselves yet. They're not being authentic with themselves yet. They haven't come face to face and be friends with this pain yet. And so when the other person starts to open up, the closer, the business owner starts to feel, I am uncomfortable. Let's move on to the next topic. Let's move on to the next thing. Let's talk about goals now, right? But
Yeah.
the real deal here is going deep into pain, because we want our prospect to be aware of it again. A lot of times humans, we're really good at, okay, I got this problem, let's leave it later, right? Tomorrowland, I'll do it tomorrow. That kind of thing. We're really good at shoving things aside.
Yeah,
So
we're very good at that. Go ahead.
exactly, right? So as a closer, as a business owner, what we need to do is to be like, hey, don't shove this aside. This is a problem we need to face right now. How long has this been a problem for you? Oh, must have been really tough. What was it like for you? And really understanding that other person's pain, and go deeper and deeper and ask them, how much longer do you want to be like this? How much longer are you willing to not make that change so that you can achieve that goal that you wanted? And of course, when we're saying this, we want to put in more personalized words. If they told me they want to live that laptop lifestyle, I say, how much longer are you willing to stay where you are, stay in your comfort zone, and not get that laptop lifestyle and keep drowning in your debt?
Yeah. Yeah, I think part to expand on that, the conversation itself, like you said, we're so used to pushing down that pain because we're not walking around crying all the time, right? Like that's not what we do. We walk around thinking, especially as adults, we're like, oh, we know what our life is like. We know what car we drive. We know what food we like. We know what restaurants we want to go to, or what clothes we wear. So there's all this certainty in the desensitization, in the fact that while there is this underlying feeling of like, my life is meant for more, I am meant for more than this, and this is only speaking to you guys who feel like you're meant for more, because if you're happy with your life, that's amazing. Stay there. Stay happy. But I'm talking about that, if you just going day to day and you're like, oh, I know my life is more than this, I know I'm meant for more than this, stepping into being the leader of, in this community Facebook group, your Facebook group, and stepping into leading this tribe is confronting a large part of yourself, because your people are a reflection of who you are and how you lead. They are a reflection of that. And while there are great things, there are flaws, there's also this true confrontation of the things that hasn't worked for you, the things that hasn't served you. And on the day-to-day basis, we just don't think about that. We just go with, we're so like, we as human beings are built so strong to protect ourselves. And I feel like when you step into a role of the leader, you are stepping into being strong in your vulnerability. And in the sales conversation, when you say, you challenge them lovingly, and you're like, oh, isn't it a matter of boundaries? Is it a matter of like, have you been continuing this pattern, this behavioral pattern that hasn't served you? How hasn't it served you? It's demonstrating in the challenge that you will stand strong for them, that you are, that in your strength of standing strong when they are like letting their boundaries be compromised and saying, you know what, you're not going to do that anymore, we're going to change that story. It's it goes against that desensitized life and desensitized like day to day. It definitely does like a little, like, there's a cog, it's like it's like a jam in the cog of the day to day in that sales conversation. And that's what really will have someone say, whoa, I carved out this space to really analyze the things that I've done so far and what I can be, the me that I could have been, the me that I can still be, then saying yes to that. So anyways, I think I might have like made it like bigger, but essentially that's how I feel about the conversation, to not have it be salesy.
100%.
Yeah. And guys, if you are enjoying this conversation and you would like more of these type of conversations, I'm starting to bring my team into like being showcased to you guys, because I want you to also really know that I by myself, I cannot run this company at all. Like I need my team are awesome. They're amazing. So if you guys enjoy these tips about sales, let me know in the comments. And if you would like to see Delia on more, because she is so powerful, you can tell like, her force. It's like magnetic, right? All right. What other tip? Is there another tip?
Yeah, one more on storytelling. Like I said, we're going deep here.
Okay,
The third
cool.
form of storytelling that's really powerful is, and this one I used to help coach and help people a lot. So it's going to be useful for you outside of sales as well. And the third type is when you feel that this other person has a limiting belief. And actually all of us do, right? Even like millionaires, billionaires, they still do at something, right? Nobody is perfect. So when we feel that there's a limiting belief that we want to break through, we tell a third person story and get them to give advice to that person. So to give you an example, I was helping a salesperson the other day, I think it's just last week, and she was training for this tournament that I'm in. And then she says, you know what, like, I don't feel that confidence talking to people. And I ask her why and all that stuff. And so what I found out is that, I can't remember. Oh yeah, she said that she tried it a few times and she just doesn't feel like she's good at it and she's beating herself up. So I said, hey, you know what? I'm just gonna call her Kim for a second. Hey Kim, if there's a little boy, a young boy who, let's say, oh sorry, her story was that she feels she needs to be here, but she's just not there yet with her sales. So that skill, like that level of maybe rapport building, whatever it is, she just feels she's not there yet. So I said, hey, Kim, imagine there's a young boy, right? Asian young boy. He wants to get 90s plus, at least 90s, or that's an Asian fail. However, he got a 70. And he's beating himself up. He's saying he's losing all his confidence because he just can't do it yet. He feels he can't do test writing. He can't do math because he got a 70. So Kim, what would you say to this little boy? Are you going to tell him he's a failure? No, right? And I actually get them to respond. And then I would ask them, what would you say to this little boy who feels that he needs to be getting that 90 to be successful? He needs to be getting that 90 in order to feel like he can do it.
Yeah.
What would you say? What would you say to him, Kim?
Oh, what would I say?
Let's do that. Let's do that. I know you're super confident, but let's pretend. Or if you want to drop in the chat, guys, feel free.
I would say, oh yeah, what would you guys say? Let me know, what would you tell a boy that has a 70 but he wants a 90?
And he's just beating himself up.
Yeah, I would say, I don't know what I say. I'd say, hey, you either let this moment define you, where the difference of 20 points is going to like plummet you into the depths of like despair, or the difference of 20 points is no big deal and it's a gap you can close very easily by seeing it for what it is, and that you are so much more powerful and you're so much more capable, and you just need the right tools for it, and that It's okay. And this moment will define how you react to the world, because it's not about the world giving you things. It's not about the lemons that get thrown at you and hits you in the face. It's what you can do in this moment that will define how you react to every single failure that you're going to have, because the people who really win are the people who failed all the time, just miserably. So know that this failure is just a moment, and how you react to it will help define who you are moving forward. And do you want to be a person that lets this take you down, or do you want to say, you know what, 20 points, no big deal, I can continue going because I'm still alive. And this is like my positive mindset, like, I'm still alive, the air I have, I'm still breathing, the reality I'm living in, I'm so lucky to be able to try this again. I'm not like completely crippled from giving this another go. So anyways, I would go into this rah like motivational thing with that person.
Yeah. And then after she's done her thing, right? What she would tell to the little boy, I would ask her, hey, why aren't you telling yourself that?
Yeah, why don't you tell yourself that? That's great. That's a
And
great
then pardon?
I said that's a great reframing, using a story to have them think about their, like, what they would say if they feel down, and then maybe even bottling that moment of emotion so they could use it as a tool in case they feel down again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, Nika. Thank you, Nika. Nikos might join Chromebus Elite. He's been telling me that he's gonna join for the past 3 launches. I'm gonna call you out every time, Nikos. Love that you're showing up and you're participating. I like that you already accomplished competency. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So okay. So that's a great tip. All right. Do we have other tips how to not be salesy?
Can I add to that? Can I
Yes.
add to that? Okay. So after we do the reframing, right, sometimes they might be a little resistant. They're like, yeah, but you know, I hold myself to a different standard. And then I would bring a different type of story, a different type of, offer them a different type of perspective to that. So for instance, for them, I would reference our mentor. So I would say, hey, you know what, our mentor, he only teaches what he does, right? So in this case, I would reference yourself. You know what? I only teach what I do. All right. Do you teach only what you do? They'd probably say yes. Okay. If they're a business owner. And you would say that, then how do you feel about yourself holding yourself to a different standard? In this case, telling yourself something completely different when you're going to tell this little boy a completely different story than what you personally would do and what you personally are telling yourself right now. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes. So it's about holding them to it, challenging them always in a friendly way, you know?
Yeah. And how often, I'm going to say this, how often are you challenged? You're really not challenged that often in terms of having someone look into the story of your life in a conversation, unless you subscribe to a therapist, which I subscribe to that. So I'm all about that. However, and with a coach challenges you to really stand strong when you feel like you might break or you're going to be weak. And when I say weak, I don't mean, like you're not powerful, but that you let your values be compromised in order to get that client or get that business or get that thing. So we can all generate income. We can all be able to go and lead a team. We can all do that. It's in the journey where when you in that conversation are standing strong for your client, they'll see that they can maybe even stand strong for themselves. And I do this all the time. I borrow confidence. If I don't feel that confident in something, I'll go and borrow it. And I believe in a sales conversation, what's happening is a transference of confidence from the sales closer to the potential client. And that transfer of confidence makes them go, you know what? Like, it's about time. I'm no longer going to be sitting in the sidelines of my life. I am doing this now because, you know, this investment, if I don't make this investment, I'll buy a nice kitchen renovation or a couch or a TV or a car, right? And that item might not give me this type of experience that can feed my soul. You know, that's how I feel when I invest into a coaching program. I'm just like, you know, I could spend this money on so many other things. But if I do this for myself, then it would just be this whole new separate world opening journey for me that I would not even know what's possible because I don't know what I don't know. I don't know what's on the other side. And yeah, and I have not regret any of the investments I put in. Even if that investment didn't pay off, I'm just like, that's a learning lesson. Continue. So yeah, I really love your point. What is it? Yes, Nico's like #ignite team. I look forward to being under Kim's steady coaching too. Yay! Yay, Nikos. Nikos, you're getting in. I'm gonna message you after this. So all right. Yes, and Betty's like, that's why I'm here, right? This transformation. Okay. A tip that I want to mention is that okay, we have time. So there's something my mentors said to me, and one of my mentors, his name is Alex J. Moscow. That's so Alex was like, Kim, you're either enrolling into in a sales conversation, you are either enrolling into their story or they're enrolling into yours. And when he said that, it made me go, whoa, that's very true, because they can either be like, oh, I don't have the money. Okay, yeah, I understand you don't have the money, and then like go down into that, or standing strong, challenging them. Hey, can you be resourceful? Hey, like this is your whole life. This is the life of your children. This is everything. So if it is everything, do you think that you can be resourceful? And they will say, okay, enroll back into your story. So that's another tip that I've really taken to heart, because you can either in a sales conversation go down deep into the rabbit hole of their of the things that didn't work out for them, of the life that they could live but they're not, or you pull them out of that into this brighter vision of like what their life could be and enroll them into that story. So yep, that's also a tip I want to give you. All right, Delia, any other tips to not be salesy in a sales conversation?
Any tips? Well, the bottom line is,
let me know.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, the question tips is so broad. I'm like, oh, there's tons, but what do I share? Let's go back for a second, right? The sales call, it's got nothing to do with us as a business owner, as a closer, as a salesperson. It's got nothing to do with us. It is everything to do with who? To do with our prospects, 100%. And by only focusing on this one thing, which is listening to this person and being that doctor, being that trusted advisor, it's going to help you become unattached. Because attachment to the sale is when you feel salesy. It's when the salesy parts are, hey, do you want to try this thing? Yeah, please. No, right? Do you want to try this? No? Okay, that's fine. May I ask you, what do you use right now? Oh, okay. How's that going for you? Oh, good. Okay, that's fine. Right? It's all about finding about if this thing is the right fit for you. If it's not, we have to be okay to say, you know what, this might not be the good thing for you. And you know what, our competitors might be better for you. So how about I make you a referral?
Mm. Yep.
And then some people might feel like, oh no, like competitor, right? But hey, this person's going to remember you because you did something that's really different. You did something that's to the best of their interest, which is very rare nowadays. So when we do that thing that's right, not only do we get to sleep at night, we're also helping this person get that greater life that they wanted to. And hey, who knows? Maybe they might come back and buy. Like Kim, you have tons of people, tons of clients who went to the competitors or is from the competitors and decided to buy from you. Or when they hear about your competitor, they go buy, but they still buy from you, right? All the
Yeah.
time.
A
All the
lot of
time.
our clients are part of other people's programs. That's because people are not monogamous to one program and they're not just doing one program only. And also, I strongly believe in you are the client you attract. And I invest in like multiple programs at one time. And they all served me, like no regrets. I got my ROI. I got what, I was completely happy and elated that they spent out the time to carve out this program in their life. They could have done so many other things. They could have not even have a program. They could just do something else. But everyone who has a program and they are, and I don't want to say everyone and anyone, but most people that I meet who have like a quality program that has good support. And like Adam Gillard, he posted today, he's like, bow down, like the deepest bows to Kim and Team Ignite because of how much support I'm getting in this program. I've already done like 3 launches. He's made over $75,000 in the few months he's in the program. So he's like, my deepest bows. And it really touches, like, I feel that same way about my coaches. I feel like these people who spent the time to craft this container, this vehicle for you to succeed. It's like, what else can I do to shortcut and collapse my time? Because for a 5-figure investment, you have the ability to earn multiple 6 figures for like the rest of your life, or 7 figures. For a tiny investment, you're able to like avoid, let's say, health related. You're able to avoid all the expensive medical bills in the future because someone like helped you take care of your body. It feels like these people are just bringing their gifts out into the world. And in Ignite, we help you be heard. We help you actually convert so that you have that energy to keep on going, because it's kind of draining if you give, and that giving period of your time, you don't see like that financial abundance. I know it's not all about the money, and money is just a currency to help you move. That's it. There is like at $97, it might not move a lot of people. That's why we have high ticket. Number one, it helps feed the team. But number two, it helps you actually move. And if you don't move and you're just there because someone charges you like $100 to come into your program and it doesn't serve you, that's why I strongly believe in high ticket. It's so beneficial in all those ways. And also, I see whoever creates one, which are igniters, you guys are all creating your own program. You are able to bring this gift, your gift that you've been having like in your core, out there into the world. And you're going to have people like me who invest in my coaches so freaking grateful, so grateful that you did this when you could have done anything else in your life. you know like, thank you so much, I appreciate you to help me through this journey. And if you're and one of the things I've seen is like, if you're teaching someone and you're not getting coached yourself, you're not like trying to find this higher level to move your people along with you, then, you know, what are you doing? You're kind of like stagnant, or you're going and you're YouTubing a bunch of stuff, right? And it's like, what are you really doing? So anyways, that was like there was like 3 points in one message right there. But,
Awesome.
yeah. Okay. So what is it? Nico says, Kim, mic drop. Awesome. Okay. Yes. Nico says it's a positive sign of movement. All right, you guys. So usually we go for about 50 minutes, and I want to wrap this up. We've given you our tips. We will be back. My team members, I'm going to be showcasing more of them because they're so powerful individuals, and I want you guys to really get to know who they are and really reach out to them. If you're interested in Ignite, where we help you add an extra 5 to 6 figures per month with your Facebook group, not only that, we have a coach for Facebook ads, sales funnels, coaching for copywriting, coaching for social selling, social setting, coaching for high ticket sales coach. We have awesome Bo, who closes deals left and right and teaches about high ticket sales and role plays with you, and coaching about automation and bots. And we also have coaching about Facebook group growth and marketing as well. So like our team is meant to be this vehicle for you to take the Facebook group that you have right now and turn it on. If it's been stagnant or dead or off, now's the time to turn it on. And make sure you reach out to Delia. She's available. She'll go ahead and find time on the calendar. If you qualify, we got to make sure that you do qualify to come into our program, because we want to make sure that like right away we can help you, and within like a month and a half, that you're doing your conversion event and you're just rocking it with your Facebook group and your journey. And for those of you who are like, hey, I don't have a Facebook group, don't worry. We have like Kim Seltzer, who did $80,000 with her launch, and she barely had like a real Facebook group. She had a lot of podcast listeners though. So if you have an audience somewhere else, what a Facebook group does, and she told me this, was it makes her 3D in the eyes of her audience. Before it was just 2D voice listening. And what it did was it transformed, it took that and made her world 3-dimensional with her people inside of a Facebook group community, because they're more seen, they're more heard, and it's this hub where they can go ahead and talk to each other. So, all right, with that said, Delia, I am so grateful you're on my team. You're such a rock star. You're such a force. And I'm going to drop the link to go and book a call with Delia, or Delia, you can drop it into the comments as well. But I'm going to include it in the description of this video. If you're interested in really going for it, really monetizing your Facebook group, we've figured out a way for you to do it, not in months and months, but just like your first month inside the program. So, all right, I'm going to let you have the last word, Delia. Go ahead. Out. Okay. Whatever last words you have.
Okay. Well, thank you everyone for taking the time to be here, of course. In my perspective, guys, sales closing, it's all about that abundant mindset and that trusted advisor, that we're here to help you. That's all we're here for. We're not here to sell you anything. We're here to find what's right for you and hold you accountable to making that move. Because a lot of people, that's what they seek deep inside. But they either run away from it, or they just don't move, or they haven't found that person yet. So please, be that person for your clients, and your business will skyrocket, and you're going to be able to sleep at night really well.
I'm all for that. Cheers. Cheers. Thank you, Delia. Okay, guys, I'm going to now end this broadcast. Make sure you connect with Delia. She's going to be in the comments. She'll answer your questions about high ticket sales, closing. She's on my team. And remember, we're not here to try to figure out if to just sell you some like a package. we're here to really help you turn on this monetization journey with your Facebook group, but more importantly, to bring that gift out into the world for you. All right. So have a great day, everyone. Thank you, Delia.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, if you like that video, then you will love all the resources that I have over at kimcdang.com. That is KIMCDANG.com. There you will find all my courses, my extensions, all the offers that I have, as well as a lot of free resources if you are just getting started.